Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Araw ho ngayon ng Friday at kapag araw ng Friday ay sumasa inyo ang programang TNT. Ito lamang ho sa himpilang DZRB Radyo ng Bayan 738 kHz at sa aming kapatid na himpilan 104.3 MHz ang DWBR FM. Ang TNT po ay sumasa inyo at sa inyo ng Philippine Broadcasting Service at ng Department of Trade and Industry. Ako po si Tess Ramirez at ang aking partner na si Director Telma Dumpit Murillo. Maya-maya makakasama natin siya. Magandang umaga sa ating mga kagapay ngayon dito sa himpilan kay Director Tito Cruz. Good morning, sir. Kay Deputy Director Mar Rodriguez. Sa ating executive producer na si Miss Marela Jem Castro ng DTI. Good morning, Jem. O Marela. Ayan. At sa technical side, magandang umaga kay Mr. June Faladan ng DWBR at kay Mr. Rene Itable, Engineer Rene Itable at Engineer Lita de los Santos sa technical side. Of course, magandang umaga sa lahat ng mga naabot ng pagsasayang papawid ng programang TNT saan mang dako ng Pilipinas kayo naroroon. At syempre sa ang sulok ng mundo kayo naroroon ngayon sapagkat itong programang ito ay napapakinggan din po worldwide. Sa pamamagitan ng internet, mag-log on lamang sa aming website address. Yan ang www.pbs.gov.ph.
TNT Explosivo, explosivo, explosivo.
Hanggang alas 9 po sa inyo ang programang ito. At andito na ang aking partner, si Director Telma Dumpit Murillo. Director Telma, good morning.
Yes, good morning sa lahat ng ating mga suking taga-subaybay. Partner, kamusta ka na?
Mabuti naman kayo, Miss Telma.
Medyo
Medyo
lobat kasi biyernes na. Anyway, welcome po sa programa at samahan po ninyo kami sa susunod na isang oras at marami na naman tayong pag-uusapan na exciting.
Oo nga.
At marami rin kayong mapupulot na pagkakaperahan.
Wow!
Diba?
Yan ang gusto nilang marinig.
Syempre naman, kailangan natin kasi diba yung nararamdaman ng ating serbisyo. Inclusive growth, ika nga, sabi ng presidente. Ayun. So,
kaya ang tema ng ating programa ngayong umaga, Selma, ay There's Man in Hospitality. Mga kaibigan, talaga namang pagkakaperahan. Ito pag-uusapan natin. Pagkatapos kaya nitong program natin, Miss Selma, pwede na tayong kumita. Ganun ba kabilis yun?
Ngayon pa lang, mag-charge na tayo.
Ha?
Okay. So, ang una nating dapat pagtuunan ng pansin, ang good news muna, partner Tess.
Yes.
Oo, good news kasi inilunsad na yung PBR dito sa Quezon City. Kailan nga ba nangyari yon, Mariela? Nung Monday ba yon? Oo, Monday. March 12? Hindi. Quezon City. Oo.
Kamakailan lang.
PBR at Quezon City. Sa ang Quezon City ang unang-unang lunsod na kumonekta sa PBR. Tama ba 'yon? Kumonekta.
Pwede na rin.
Pwede na rin. Oo, kasi ang ating diyan, our dream is for all the LGUs to connect to the PBR para yung ating mga negosyante at yung mga nagbabalak magnegosyo, mas madali silang makapag-umpisa, makapag-register ng kanilang mga negosyo.
Correct. Pero Sara, bukod sa Quezon City, Miss Telma, sumunod na rin yung iba pang mga LGUs, diba? Sa Manila, maraming mga negosyante dyan.
Alam mo, political will din yan. Kasi pagka ikaw kumonekta dito sa PBR, syempre, wala na yung mga fixer dyan, mababawasan na.
Yun nga.
Dahil dire-diretso na yun ngayon. Wala na ring waiting time. So, kailangan talaga yung ating mga local government units, sumang-ayon na sila dito at kumonekta na rin sa PBR o Philippine Business Registry.
Yes. So kung babalikan natin itong mga nakakaraang araw, ano ba yung maganda balita from DTI, Selma? Ang dami mga nangyari, di ba?
Oo. Ilan pang magagandang balita o yung good news, yung ating bansa, Pilipinas, ay tumaas sa ranggo ng economic freedom. Ano bang ibig sabihin nun? Nirelease kamakailan ng Heritage Foundation ang 2012 Index of Economic Freedom, kung saan ang Pilipinas ay umangat sa 107 mula sa posisyon nitong 115 nung nakaraang taon. Ito raw ay malinaw na validation ng mga policy reforms na ipinatutupad ng ating presidente, kung saan binibigyan focus ng nasabing index, yung 10 na, ano ba tawag doon? Criteria. Ito yung property rights, sa larangan ng freedom from corruption, fiscal freedom, government spending, business freedom, labor freedom, monetary freedom, trade freedom, investment freedom, at financial freedom.
Yan, ang daming klaseng freedom niyan, ano? Dito na sa atin lahat. Malayang malaya tayo.
yun nga ata ang diferensya, masyado tayong malaya.
Pero dapat sa kabila niyan, istriktuhan, ha?
Oo.
Yung pagpapatupad, di ba, ng mga batas.
Oo.
Okay,
So,
nalagyan
yan ang
natin sa
isa nating
pagnegosyo.
magandang balita sa linggong ito. At syempre, ay patuloy yung ating pagtatrabaho para lalo pa tayong tumaas dito sa ranking. Ano?
Correct. Kaya po ang good news from DTI for the week. At syempre, marami pa mga segmento itong TNT. Meron tayong makakausap, Ms. Delma, di ba? Producer ng Born Legacy. Kung hindi ako
Yan,
nagkakamali.
exciting yan. Oo. Alam mo, yung pag-shooting dito ng Born Legacy, maraming nakinabang dyan, ha? Hindi lang yung sa larangan ng sining. Oo. Maraming nabigyan ng trabaho dyan.
Maraming naka-extra.
Maraming extra talaga.
Oo, ultimo pwede ka driver, di
Oo.
ba? Naka-extra sila. Ultimo yung mga naglalakad lang dyan sa tabi-tabi.
Correct. At ang pinaka-importante dyan, syempre, nabigyan ng focus ang ating bansa na maganda para sa turismo.
Yes.
Syempre, dahil yung ating yung mga nanonood ng Born Legacy, uy, Pilipinas, mukhang maganda yatang puntahan yan, 'di ba? So puntahan natin. Parang yung walang pinagkaiba yan, partner test dun sa pagkakapanalo naman natin dun sa underground river sa Palawan.
Yes.
Oo. Biglang tumaas ang dami ng mga bisita diyan
Yung
sa
tourist
Puerto
arrival
Princesa.
natin,
Oo.
yung record talaga
Correct.
namang tumaas.
Oo, kaya nga ang problema na ngayon sa Puerto Princesa, yung facilities.
Nako.
Kasi
Dapat
kinukulang.
maayos na nila.
Oo. Anyway, narito na yung ating makapanayam sa yung pinag-uusapan nga natin kanina, yung Born Legacy. Ating i-welcome sa programa ang producer ng Born Legacy, walang iba kundi si Mr. June Huban. Magandang umaga po, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, you're live on Radio ng Bayan. This is Telma Dumpit Murillo and my partner, Tess Ramirez.
Good morning, Mr. June.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Opo. Siyempre po, balitang-balita, yung shooting ng Born Legacy dito po sa Pilipinas. Maaari po ba ninyong masabi kung ano yung naging mga benepisyo na nakuha ng ating pong bayan dito po sa pagsasagawa dito ng shooting ng Born Legacy? Hello? Hello? Hello, sir?
Mr. June.
Yeah.
Ayan. Okay.
I would like to say that the first and foremost benefit that we'll be getting will be the exposure for the country.
That's right.
This will be shown worldwide. And of course, as I always say, no sane producer would bring a group which is just like Born Legacy into a country perceived as dangerous. So, you know very well na hindi naman tayo masyadong, paminsan-minsan hindi masyadong maganda ang image, pero at least, it was proven na dumating sila, natapos ng maayos, nakaalis ng maganda. So, that's the first and foremost impact on us, the image that we are trying to project. No? Secondly naman, on the economic point would be the employment of countless film workers for practically siguro mga 4 to 5 months. Yun, malaking bagay din yun.
Opo.
Not on the employment factor. Yung isa naman siguro sa mga hotels natin. We had about, I don't know how many thousand room nights for the hotels. Kasi madami sila eh. So it was between two hotels. If you look, I mean, say, the Mandarin, the Peninsula, they were split, no? For about 4 months then. Parang gano'n, yun ang mga immediate na
Gains.
yeah.
Oo.
Secondly, pag one city show, yung image naman natin.
That's right. Ano-ano humang mga lugar dito ang inyong hinighlight? Saan ho kayo shooting?
It was mainly, it's mainly Manila. Of course, as the story would go, pagdating niya we used the new airport, yung L3. But from there, he'll be passing by Ayala. Pero Ayala, we only had footages of that by using a helicopter aerial shot para Makati by night. Then you had the Navotas Fishport, you had the San Andres area. Saan pa ba? Marikina Market, which I think is one of the cleanest markets in the Philippines. Jones Bridge. It's Old Manila.
Manila.
What is most interesting to tourists yung Old Manila. Kasi yung Makati naman, syempre, yung halos lahat ng advanced countries may ganun eh.
Yeah, yung financial
Manila
district.
side, that is what makes it unique. Pero yung ending sequence natin was shot in Palawan and Nido. Yun yung yung parang yung mga bida dumadaan doon. Yun ang maganda. That will be the ending part of the movie.
Wow, that's great. And I think we got good feedback from the stars themselves about El Nido, no?
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. I mean, enjoy sila. It's not only El Nido. Madami silang. It was a group of about 180 or 190.
Wow.
Pag may break naman, lahat ng mga yan umiikot eh. Nagtubohol. Cebu,
okay.
meron pa nagboracay. Madami pa na nagboracay, no?
Nag-tour pa sila doon.
So they were not confined pala to the location shoots. They went all over.
Of course, sa location shoot lang sila. Pero we were filming 5 days a week. So meron weekend show. Kumisa naman mabilis pumunta like Boracay, kumisa nag-weekend lang.
Yes.
Well, although we were filming from Wednesday to Sunday, yung Monday, Tuesday off nila, generally. So madaming umiikot sila lahat.
Pero Mr.
Nagpunta sa well, at that time we had that yung bagyo. Nagpunta yung one of the few some of the producers para tumulong physically.
Really? That's right. Oo. Nabasa natin yan sa Diaryo.
Oo, tumulong din pala yung mga artista doon.
Paano mo napili ang Pilipinas para maging location ng Born Legacy?
Well, it was a choice between Ho Chi Minh and Jakarta and the Philippines. They felt more comfortable when they came over. Our smiling faces was a big factor.
Wow, really?
Talaga ha?
There is a
Naka-attract tayo,
support.
na-magnet sila.
Oo, syempre naman. Nagrandahan, not just the look of it, but yung ugali, alam mo ng mga Pinoy, very very hospitable, very relaxed kausap.
Yes.
Actually, yun yung ating pinagmamalaki, yung DNA ng Filipino, no? Na yung caring and hospitable personality ng mga Filipino. But I also want to ask you, bakit ho na iba yung character? Kasi sinusundan ko dyan si Matt Damon.
Marami nagtataka din doon.
Bakit
that is part of the secret. That is part of the secret. I think you should see the movie.
Okay.
I will be spoiling the fun if I tell you what happened.
Alright.
Pero habang sinushoot yung film na yan, maraming natuwa, pero maraming din yung sinasabi nilang naperwisyo sila dahil sa na-cause na traffic. Mr. Ron, di ba?
Aminado naman ka ron. But that is part and parcel of hosting a big event. That's part and parcel. You just have to, I'm not saying wala kaming pakialam. It's not that. It's just that you just have to bear the fact that, well, Manila as it is, anytime may traffic. Pero what we did is, we chose areas na hanggat maaari naman, hindi sana masyado. Although, admittedly, nagka-traffic, pero we had hundreds of MMDA with us.
Yes.
That's part and parcel. That comes with the territory.
And I think if you weigh the pros and cons, mukhang mas marami naman tayong nakuhang benepisyo. Ano po?
Yes. Kung kumisa ka, nagsasara tayo ng mga kalye for fun run. Ito naman, I would even compare it to, let's say, if you're hosting a Miss Universe.
Yes.
Miss Universe, isang araw papanood din. worldwide. Pero ito, this will be months.
Yes,
and,
yes.
and years, it will be on film.
Oo.
So
Nasa,
yung konting inconvenience, pag nagpapauman din kami, no? Pero kasama yun eh. Hindi mo
Oo.
talaga, I think it's still better than hosting an IMF convention na wala naman siguro, walang pumapansin, walang nakakita sa buong mundo. Pero ito, pag pinalabas ito, yung mga kababayan natin abroad will be very happy with it.
That's right. George, this is not your first time to produce, no?
No, my name is June. It is
Ay,
not
sorry, June. Oo. Yeah, June pala, sorry.
No.
This is not your first time to produce, no?
No. I've had 30 years in this kind of
Oo.
this kind of a line.
Yeah, ano pa yung iba mong mga na-produce? You're a line producer? Is that what you call yourself? Or the executive
Yes.
producer? Or what?
I'm a Philippine producer.
Okay.
And kaya siyempre pag hindi ko naman ma-afford especially when you're line producing it for major studios.
Yeah.
They don't need your money. Ako naman konting lang, parang anya sa glorified amuyong.
Hindi naman.
Kayo talaga.
Well, the films that I've done, I did Platoon.
Platoon,
The 4th of
that's
July.
right. Oo.
Yeah, yung A Dangerous Life na yung about the EDSA history. Yung mga amazing race na ginagawa sa atin dito. Yung mga survivor shoots na ginagawa sa atin dito.
Oo.
It's been 35 years na.
Ano naman ho yung na-experience nyo? Ano yung mga may share nyo sa aming impormasyon doon sa pagtatrabaho nyo kasama yung mga dayuhan?
Masarap na mahirap.
Well, ano yung mga best practices na pwede nating i-apply sa atin,
Yes.
siguro?
Yung best practices will be being on time. Yun ang kuminsan talagang I think that should be inculcated in us if possible.
Oo. Wala ba silang
Yung-
mga star complex katulad ng iba nating artista?
Wala.
Wala?
Not with the group that I just worked with. Hindi, walang these people are very grounded.
Mm-mm.
Yung pag sinabi ang call is at 6, talaga 6 nandun. Wala yung walang nahuhuli. Of course, ang advantage mo kasi, di ba, iba artista naman natin ito, siguro madaming ginagawa. Pero sila, yun lang ginagawa nila, concentrated sila. So,
At buti na rin, opo,
It's the discipline, I would say.
yes, maganda rin yung feedback nila doon sa ating mga Filipino artists. Saludo sila.
Do you foresee working on any project with our own directors like Brillante, director?
Well, I hope so. We are, there are some inquiries toward that.
Yes. How about the idea? Hello?
Yeah, sorry.
How about the idea of putting up a lot like something like a Universal Studios here in the Philippines? Meron bang mga ganung prospects po?
That's part of my dream. I hope before I quit hand it over to my kids. I hope I will be able to do something like that. Logistics. Yeah, you're talking about big bucks in terms of doing a soundstage.
Yes.
There were plans before, but it never really pushed through. I am pursuing some plans to that effect, pero hindi ko pa rin masiguro kung baka sakali. Medyo suntok sa buwan siguro, pero baka sakali.
Oo, kasi
Maganda sana kung meron, kasi if we do have that, let's say sound stages, then you can offer locations that pag pwede kang
That's
kumamit
right.
sa sound stage.
Oo.
Pero ang kalaban dyan sa area na yun, as far as our kingdom is concerned, Thailand has lots of it, Singapore has lots of it. So, so kung minsan, medyo, I'd say, kung meron financier na papasok sa ganyan, yung medyo mahaba ang PC siguro, kasi hindi kaagad-agad. Hindi kaagad-agad ma-realize ang ROI doon sa...
Sir Jun, gaano katagal po ba yung exposure ng Pilipinas sa The Born Legacy movie?
You're talking about at least 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Aba,
but the important thing is
yan.
it will be the ending. It will be the ending part. So, yun ang maaalala ng tao.
Oo. So, kailan ho ang showing nito? Ang worldwide
August 3.
premiere?
August 3 ang world premiere. We will try to have a special premiere for the Philippines. As the producer said, we deserve it. So, we are working on that.
Wow, that's great news.
Abangan namin yan.
Oo, sige
Yeah,
po.
of
So, what's next on the pipeline?
Well, we are working on one at the moment. It's also a major Hollywood production. Low-key lang, hindi... Kasi yung location na pinaggagawan medyo malayo. I just can't say it right now kasi the word announcement will be done middle of May.
Okay.
We are doing it as we speak.
Sige po. Please keep us posted, and we're
Okay,
very
sure.
excited about the prospects of filmmaking here in the Philippines as a lucrative business.
Well, it's a business. Sometimes it's not that lucrative. May feast or famine yun. Kuminsan meron, kuminsan wala.
Oo.
Hanggang ganun eh. Pero hopefully, because of board and what we're doing right now,
Yes.
our exposure, parang we will get back on we'll get back sa kasi before the coup d'etat days, we were leading the rat race as far as Asia was concerned. Kaya
Oo. Well, thank you. Thank you for what you are doing. Saludo po kami sa inyo at mabuhay po kayo, Mr. Huban.
Good luck,
Good.
Sir Jun.
Thank you to the media rin. Thank you to the media. Hindi kami kinain ng buhay, no?
Sige po.
Okay,
Makipagtatawagan po kami sa inyo sa mga susunod na araw po.
Okay, sure. Salamat.
Thank you, Mr. Jun Huban,
Bye-bye.
producer ng Born Legacy.
TNT. Explosivo. Explosivo. Explosivo.
Kami po ay magbabalik pagkatapos lamang na pagpapakilala ng himpilan.
Philippine Broadcasting Service, Radyo ng Bayan, nationwide, sa Metro Manila, DZRB, Radyo ng Bayan,
DZSR Sports Radio,
DZRM, Radyo Magazine,
DWBR-FM Business Radio,
at Overseas Radio, Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo ng Bayan Luzon, DWBT Batanes,
DWPE Tugigarao,
DWFB Lawag,
DZRK Tabuk,
DWFR Bontoc,
DZEQ Baguio,
DZAG Agoo,
DZMQ Dagupan,
DWRS Tayug,
DWLC Lucena,
DWRB Naga,
DZVC Virac,
at DWRM Palawan. Radyo ng Bayan Visayas, DYOG Calbayo,
DYES Borongan,
DYSL Sogod,
DYLL Iloilo,
at DYMR Cebu. Radyo ng Bayan Mindanao, DXJS Tandag,
DXBN Butuan,
DXRG Hingoog,
DXIM Cagayan de Oro,
DXSO Marawi,
DXRP Davao,
DXMR Zamboanga,
DXSM Holo,
DXDC Tawi-Tawi, at mga satellite stations sa buong Pilipinas. Philippine Broadcasting Service, Radyo ng Bayan, nationwide.
Tangkilikin natin ang radyo ng Pilipino, ang tinig ng mamamayan. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Secretary Sunny Coloma, dito sa DZRB, Radyo ng Bayan, 738 kHz. Konektado ka!
TNT. Explosivo. Explosivo. Explosivo.
Nagpapatuloy po ang TNT na napapakinggan dito sa himpilang DZRB Radyo ng Bayan 738 kHz at sa aming kapatid na himpilan ang DWBR FM 104.3 MHz. Kami po yung mga nakakasama.
Yes, Telma Dumpit Murillo po.
At Des Ramirez.
At huwag po ninyong kalimutan para po sa inyong mga complaints, feedback, comments, maaari po kayong tumawag sa DTI Direct 751-3330 ang aming pong numero. At maaari rin po kayong mag-email sa amin sa tntradionangbayan@gmail.com.
That's right. At ngayon dumako tayo sa isa pang segmento ng TNT. Ito ang Negosyan Tips.
Ano ba to? Yung sa exports natin, medyo maganda ang kinalalagyan ng hospitality and wellness dahil maraming mga hotels, di ba?
Yes.
Oh, maraming hotels na ginagawa ngayon, so kailangan nila ng furniture, ng mga spa, maglagay dyan. So, parang naging ano na yan requirement sa isang hotel. Dapat meron ka ring spa.
Correct. At
Oo.
actually, marami na nagiging, yan yung kanilang line of business,
Oo,
diba?
that's right. Kaya naisip natin, dahil ngayon ay summer din, maraming out of town, naisip natin tawagan itong presidente ng H&W Pilipinas. Ito'y hindi naman medyo bago-bago na asosasyon, pero ang mga miyembro ay matagal na dito sa industriyang ito.
Mga veterano na.
Baka magalit sila. It does not reflect the age.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay, so ating makakapiling sa oras na ito si Miss Rashmi Singh, isang mabuting kaibigan, presidente siya ng H&W Pilipinas. Good morning, Rash! Good morning, Miss Rashmi Singh. Hello?
Miss
Naku,
Rash.
may diferensya
Nasa line
yata
pa
yung
ba?
ating connection. We will try again.
Okay, sige.
Okay.
Connect na lang tayo ulit.
Anyway, ang gusto nating itanong, partner Tess, ano ba yung mga activities ng H&W Pilipinas? Paano ba ito naiiba dun sa mga ibang asosasyon? Ano pa ba? Sino ang kanilang merkado? Di ba? Ang main
At ano yung
market
kanilang
nila?
tips na maibabahagi dun sa ating mga kababayan na yan din ang gustong maging uri ng negosyo? Diba?
Tapos, ano pa ba? Ano ang future ng hospitality and wellness industry siguro?
Yes, oo
Di ba?
nga.
Dapat
Kasi ngayon, mahirap ang buhay at lahat
Oo.
nagtataasan na di ba? Affected kaya yung industriya na yan?
correct. Pero alam mo, nag-attend ako nitong isa, yung Thailand Trade and Exhibition recently lang. Tapos umikot ako, no? Ang dami ko nakita noon yung mga yung mga kung ano-anong
Na masarap bilhin?
kuchi-kuchi na para sa spa.
Ayun.
Ginagamit sa spa. Na kayang-kaya natin gawin. Sabi ko, bakit ang gagaling ng mga Thai, no? Pag naiisip nila yung mga gumawa ng mga potions, mga yung candles nila na nagme-melt, pero yung pinagmeltan, pwede mo nang ipahid sa kamay mo.
Doon sila eksperto no?
Oo.
Alam nila yung
Ang
ganun.
galing!
Talagang nakakaginhawa ng pakiramdam
Oo.
kapag yan ang na-try natin.
Anyway, nandito na sa linya natin si Miss Rashmi Singh. Good morning, Rashmi.
Good morning.
Yes, how are you today? And thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. Well, we want to ask you first, maybe you can talk to us about what the hospitality and wellness industry is all about. And then also, what is H&W Pilipinas?
Yeah, well, HW Filipinas means Hospitality and Wellness Industries, Furnishers, and Service Providers Association, HW Filipinas for short. It's an association dedicated to furnishing the hospitality and wellness industries with products, systems, and services.
Mm-hmm. What are the examples of the products which you mainly export, no? This your companies, your members.
We do export, but we also service local clients.
I
but
see.
We're mainly the members are mainly exporters.
Yeah.
But they service all of us service local clients.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the outlook now for 2012 as far as the hospitality industry is concerned? Because there are a lot of hotels that are being put up all over, and we anticipate a lot of tourist arrivals. So
Yes, that is true. That is true. That is why we actually more than ever, the group is now focusing its energy on the local market.
mhm.
Yeah,
Wow.
because there are so many, hotels and restaurants and projects coming up in the Philippines and as well as around Asia, Southeast Asia especially, the ASEAN.
Right.
Okay.
And China and India, of course, are there.
Ms.
Yeah, so
Rashmi,
this is, yeah.
okay. What are the activities of H&W Pilipinas this year?
Well, this year we are having training programs more than going abroad for hotel show participation, which we have not ruled out, but we are doing training programs to help our members and the value chain come up to international standards,
Yeah.
especially as far as the wellness products are concerned.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So
Because
you're strengthening now your value chain.
Yes, we are. To make sure that when we say it's organic, it's really organic, and when we say it's herbal, it's really herbal and not mixed with synthetic. So that we can come up to international standards, so we can export our personal care products.
Kamusta naman ang suporta na nakukuha ninyo mula sa gobyerno?
Well, we're really quite happy because the organization is new, hindi ba? We're now on our third year, and since 2010 we have really gotten support from the government. We were able to join the biggest hospitality show in Europe, which is the Equipe Hotel Paris, in partnership with the DTI. And the Philippine Pavilion made such an impression there, that they expect us to be there again this year because it's held only every 2 years. And yes, and then of course during our membership meetings, we open our membership meetings to other players in the industry because we have speakers on design and on wellness, so that we figure that members of other associations can also benefit from this. So we're a very open association.
Yeah. How are you different from the other furniture associations like CFIF or the Chamber of Furniture Industries and the Cebu Furniture Makers and who else? And the others?
Well, yeah, our members are actually, we're a peculiar association because our members are actually also members of other industry associations. But the difference is that we are focused on the hospitality industry. So we invite members we invite companies who are already experienced in servicing hotels and other aspects of the hospitality industry to be our members. So we have furniture makers, we have the wellness systems, we have the Hilot, the House of Hilot of Dr. Galvestan, and we have Rakendra, and then now we have other members coming in, like it's by invitation, so we will be giving a new list of members within the next couple of weeks.
I know one of your members is Dr. Jaime Galvestan, and he has what's his wellness company?
He has quite a number of them, and he has the House of Hilot. He's doing training.
Yes, that's right. The House of Hilot.
The House of Hilot.
Yeah, so we have in our membership, in our association, we have the traditional Hilot, and then we have the international fusion massage, which you had in Saitem. Yeah, and we service the Saitem Serenity Lounge during the shows.
Okay. Missing, what made you decide to venture in this kind of business? At ma'am, baka meron kayong tips na gustong i-share, dun sa mga kababayan natin na gustong put up ng ganitong klase ng business?
Kasi nung, hindi ba 2008, 2009, meron tayong, we had this recession, global recession. So we were thinking of ways whereby we could expand our market or maybe make changes in our points of focus. So naisip namin, yung hospitality kasi yung mga hotel will always be there. Tourism will always be there. Up and down, but it will always be there. And the hotel cannot stop building or cannot stop refurbishing itself just because there is a recession. So, parang perennial industry yan. And then we took on the wellness kasi that's a sunshine industry. It's, it's supposed to be a few trillions within the next 3 years. So, we said, we have so many, dito, hindi ba, ang dami nating herbs, tsaka ang dami nating talents dito, so we might as well harness this, and bring it to the global market.
Magkano po bang yes, ma'am.
So yung like on the supply chain, kasi kailangan din natin yung supply chain. So yung mga nagtatanim ng mga herbs na organic basta wag nilang nilalagyan ng fertilizer na inorganic.
Yeah,
ganyan,
that's-
no?
Alam mo,
Oo.
yan ang magandang ipamahagi natin na impormasyon, no? Ano-ano ba yung kailangan pala ninyo, ang raw material, na maaari ng ating mga kababayan na pasukan at mag-umpisa magtanim at mag-supply sa mga members ninyo?
Okay, kailangan ng for especially I'll focus on the wellness side for now because yung furniture parang that's pretty explored over so many years already, no?
Yes, that's right.
So, yung mga nagtatanim ng herbs like tanglad, yung that we can use for aromatic things, no? And or the trees like maski na matagal yung mga ilang-ilang, gano'n, no? And like we have there's a shortage, for example, of the herb called patchouli, no?
Oh, is
So-
that local or Indian?
We can plant it here because marami ang sources niyan sa India and Indonesia, but we can plant it here. I knew some years ago na may nagtatanim dito, pero parang nawala na. So we would like to revive that. And ang dami nating aromatic herbs.
Marami mo
no, na hindi natin
pagpipilian.
nagagamit.
Opo, opo.
Oo. And these all herbs have therapeutic are of therapeutic uses, no? So kailangan natin 'yon. Although our association for now, we do not touch ingestible things like medicine and all of that because maraming that's a lot of standards and things. So we're starting out with really personal care because that is what goes into the hotels.
Malaki po ba yung kapital sa negosyo na yan?
Hindi naman pag may lupa ka and then pwede ka na magtanim, and we can always cluster, hindi ba? Yung sa mga, for example, sa isang barrio, mayroon sila sama-samahin yung, sabihin natin, kayo, dito, ito ang itanim ninyo para pare-pareho. And then maybe we can even put up an oil extraction, facility for joint use, no? Parang facility sharing.
Shared service facilities.
Shared service facilities.
That's
no?
right.
So the capital requirement will not be so big, or maybe we can even get the OSD or DTI to help
Yes.
finance it. Oo.
But I think what's important, Rash, is to be able to come up with a roadmap first. Where is the hospitality and wellness industry going?
Yeah, it's really we have even gone beyond just road mapping where it's going. That it's really booming because of even in our country, it's really booming because of the tourist industry.
Yeah.
And there is now this thing for natural stuff. The hotels are all touting that our amenities are herbal, they are organic. So we can't be left behind. No.
Yes.
And then we map the countries that we would like to target because you can't. Even if there's a global demand, you can't serve the entire world at the same time. So we mapped out the countries that are really developing their hospitality industry, like India. They have thousands of hotels coming up, and they need furniture. They need, even if they have their own herbal products, they still could do with what's coming from other countries. Things like
Okay,
that,
so-
Singapore, for example.
Yeah. Maybe you can just, as a final note, maybe you can just leave us your number for those interested to join the H&W Pilipinas. Where can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, we our telephone number is 843-6142, and that's in Manila, of course, is 02
843
6142.
6142.
And our email address is hwpilipinas@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you very much, Rashmi, and please say hi to Rav.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
he's
you.
smiling here beside me.
Okay, magandang umaga po.
All right, Telma, magandang umaga.
Okay, siya ang president ng H&W Pilipinas, si Ms. Rashmi C.
Sing.
Okay. Meron na tayong 52 minutes. Makalipas po ang 8 o'clock.
TNT. Explosivo. Explosivo. Explosivo.
At tuloy-tuloy na po tayo sa huling bahagi ng ating programang TNT Ating pong kausapin ang Pangulo ng PhilExport, walang iba kundi si Mr. Sergio Ortiz Luis o June Ortiz, para po malaman natin ano ba ang prospects ng exports for this year. Good morning, Mr. Ortiz Luis.
Good morning. This is Telma.
Yes po.
Telma, good morning.
Good morning po. Kamusta po kayo?
Mabuti naman, mabuti naman.
Kamusta naman po ang ating exports? On target po ba?
Well, alam naman natin na itong nakaraang taon talaga medyo umatas tayo ng 6.9% sa target nating growth na 9% pa. So, hindi mahirap na ma-meet yung target ngayong taon na to na positive 10% because
Positive
medyo mababa ang
10%?
base natin. Medyo mababa yung base natin. Ayan.
Positive 10%?
Oh, kaya growth of 10% na ang target natin ngayong taon na to.
Yes. For exports?
For export, yes.
Ano yun? Iba pa ba yan doon sa sinabi ni Secretary Domingo na 7% GDP?
Well, alam mo, empirically, pag tumaas na mga 3-4% ng export, nagko-contribute ng 1% sa GDP. Oo, kaya kung tataas tayo ng mga 10% ngayon, siguro mga 2.5% ang contribution sa GDP niya. So, pagka tumaas ang export, medyo baka mag 7% tayo sa GDP.
Oo. Paano tayo naaapektuhan itong mga pagtaas ng presyo ng langis?
Well, marami rin sa exporter natin, especially yung mga malalaki, yung mga dependent sila sa power, no? Well, fortunately, kahit paano natulungan sila yung mga nasa PESA, yung mga electronic industry natin, nakakuha sila ng suporta sa gobyerno para sa kanilang power fuel cost, no? Yun nga naman sana yung nilalakad ng mga maliliit na exporters na nasa labas naman ng PESA, na sana magbigyan din tayo ng konting suporta sa power cost dahil tuloy-tuloy ang pagtaas.
Okay. May tanong ka, Tess?
Okay, good morning po, Mr. Serge. Si Tess Ramirez po ito.
Good morning, Tess.
Opo. Sir, para po malinawan yung mga nakikinig sa atin, kasi meron silang napapakinggang wellness tourism at meron ding medical tourism. Magkaiba po ba o may kaibahan po ba yung dalawang yan?
Well, medyo magkaiba, no? Kaya nadinig ko ang kausap yung si President ng CP, si Rasmin, kanina. Parang nabanggit niya, itong industry na to 2 trillion industry to worldwide.
Trillion?
Oo, $2 trillion industry worldwide, ano?
Wow.
Yung 670, if I'm not mistaken, ito yung nasa wellness natin tinatawag, tsaka yung medical tourism, no? Ito yung medyo dito tayo pumaparte. Ang ating local industry, if I'm not mistaken with the numbers, yung wellness industry natin, kakapuringgot lang yung parte natin. Nasa $25 million tayo last year. So, ibig sabihin, napakalaki ng oportunidad nating makaparte ron dyan sa beauty and anti-aging industry na yan, na 679 million, no? At meron ding mga ibang aspeto, kagaya sa Cebu, meron pa sila ng mga dental na ginagawa kasama rin sa mga package ng mga spas nila, no? Yan alam naman natin dito, mga mura yung mga dental natin dito, mura sa mata natin dito. So, yan, sama-sama na yan.
Sa ngayon po nakikita namin na talagang very productive yung ganyang klase ng industriya o business, Sir Serge. Pero siguro may mga panganib din sa hinaharap. Ano po yung nakikita nyo na ilan sa mga yan?
Or challenges?
Oo.
Maraming ang problema natin dyan, yung mga mga players ng ibang country, mas maliliit, nag-upgrade sila ng facilities, ano? Tapos naghahabol na rin sila sa ating mga advantage, like yung English proficiency natin. Hinahabol na ng mga Thailand dyan, Malaysia.
China.
Saka mas tayo, wala tayong mga direct flights, ano? Yung mga yung perceived negative image na nando sa mga tao na ang mga pumupunta ang mga European, medyo yung negative image ng Pilipinas. Kanina nga nakikinig ako sa programa niyo, nag-umpisa yung pagkakapil ng Born Legacy. Sana yung mga ganon, I hope that at the end they will leave an imprint na hindi naman ganon kasama ang Pilipinas, na pwede magpunta rito, maganda talaga. Yung mga ganon na makakatulong.
Yes. Pero ano ang mga kailangan pa natin, Mr. Luis, na para umalagawa yung ating industriya ng health and wellness or exports sa pangkalahatan?
Well, yung coordination sa mga key players, hindi ko pa nakikita yun. Ano? Napakaraming asosasyon, hiwa-hiwalay sila. Meron tayo nung, yan, CIPI, meron tayo nung Organic Producers Trade Association, meron tayo ng Virgin Coconut Oil Producers, meron yung mga Natural Product Society. Hindi ko nakikita pang sila ay nagko-coordinate at kailangan natin magawin. Marami rin tayong problema, yung exodus ng ating mga healthcare providers. Marami ang pumupunta sa ibang bansa na dapat sana mapakinabangan nito yun. Wala rin tayong mga market information na nakikitang organize, ano?
Oh, ayun, nabanggit mo yun. Anong palagay mo dun sa GMIS?
Well, magandang ano yun, magandang dagdag yun. Dahil nung araw, walang paki ang ating mga departamento do sa sa information, tsaka sa pagtutulak ng ating produkto. Malaking tulong yun. At ang nakikita ko isang kailangan din ito mga nagsisimula rito sa wellness natin, yung financing. Wala pang masyadong adequate financing na nakatutok para sa pangangailangan nila na dapat naman sana pagtuunan ng pansin dahil ito sunshine industry ito.
Correct. Okay, sayang at wala lang tayong panahon, Mr. Luis. Pag meron kayong gustong ipaalam sa ating pong taong bayan, maaari po kayong tumawag sa amin na makipag-ugnayan sa susunod po.
Maraming salamat. At, it's a pleasure to be in your show.
Thank you.
All the time po.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, si Mr. June Ortiz Luis, ang presidente po ng PhilExport.
TNT. Explosivo, explosivo, explosivo.
Alas 9 na ho na umaga, kahit papaalam na kami. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng aming mga nakatuwang at